I'm old! Hey guys, so, wow. You guys really liked the last video I made. Thank you guys for all of the support and criticism on the video. At the end of this video, I will be going over some of the comments I got that were, like, being like, hey, you got this wrong, and I'll be correcting some of the mistakes I made in my previous video. Anyway, with that being said, Die of Death, for a good while now, has had a massive update on the horizon, and it is coming out in 2026. This year. Hopefully, man, by the time this video is out, the update will already have been out for a month. Anyhow, build hype for the update, the developers have released a series of milestones. In this video, I am going to look over all the milestones, and I am going to analyze them and offer some speculation about them. So, just to clarify, the way this video is going to be formatted, I will recap, I will analyze, and then I will speculate. I want to state this. This is speculation. Anything I say in this video is a theory at best. Don't take it as fact. Also, something important to stress here. Nothing shown in these teasers are final, okay? With that being said, let's get on to... So, what are milestones? Short and simple, they're just teasers for the Die of Death update that's going to revamp everything. Teasers were released for reaching certain amounts of pledges towards the Artful plushie. So far, there have been 6 released, ranging from screenshots to Q&As to footage of the update in its current state. Now, there are supposed to be 7 milestones. The 7th milestone is only coming out after the update, and might tease the 2 new killers. Pretty sure it will, actually. Anyway, with that little definition out of the way, let's move right on to... Milestone 1 was very simple, just a render of 5 upcoming skins along with their names. We have Misinput for Badware, Percente for Harkin, Meatwad for Pursuer, Healed for Artful, and Tank Droid for Killjoy. In the background we can see a small little Artful plushie, and I think that's pretty cute. Hey, I forgot to say this, but there's not really much to say about that. Cool looking skins. Milestone 2 starts off with the Die of Death logo. Slowly, we fade in to see a punch-taunt combo running on a reworked Tundra Trench. They look back once reaching the end of the bridge and then use their taunt. We can see it looks and acts a bit differently from our normal taunt, but we'll discuss that later. Taunt is then hit by the Pursuer and ragdolled, which is interesting. Anyway, continuing forwards. Pursuer gets an absolutely disgusting hit on the taunt. Loop shenanigans ensue, Pursuer then makes the loop more favorable for him, and then Taunt lands a punch and ends the thing with a little dance. Yeah. Alright, well, we got a lot to unpack here, so let's get into it. Alright, so first of all, the Tundra redesign. Overall, I like it. About Tundra Trench as a map, look, I play Artful, I'm not the biggest fan of it. I really hope the stuff on the bridge is optimized, because this looks like a bunch of breakable objects, and I really hope it is a bunch of breakable objects. Also, the map just looks a lot different, and at first, I didn't like it. I didn't like it one bit. That changed. I like it now. It's pretty cool. If I'm gonna, state one thing I like about it, I like that it's not as empty. As mentioned earlier, I play Artful, and this map looks like a nightmare to play as Artful. I hope they do something about that. I should clarify what I mean by that. There's very few spots where I can actually wall things off and zone people on this map, at least from what I can see. Anywho, let's enter what else is about. Now, from what I can gather about Taunt's new rework, it functions a bit more like Block than how it used to. The way I'm gonna think this works is, basically, you taunt, and then the force field comes around you. We saw that in the video, and I think what's gonna happen, killer hits you, of course highlighted, I think it's gonna have the same UI, but here's the small thing. I think you're gonna be able to slip for a short while after taunting someone. Who knows, maybe that's just like an environmental hazard. Maybe it also could tie into other environments. Oh yeah, by the way, speculation and analysis will be kind of grouped in this video, so yeah, neither words are synonyms. Alright, I'll get out of your ear now. Okay, editing me here, yet again, I've had to redub a big part of this, and this part is one of those parts. I had a big thing I was talking about where, oh, this changes taunt and Killjoy's interactions and yada yada, blah blah blah. Yeah, at the time of recording this audio, an update released to where taunt can't, have his counterplay against Killjoy. It just doesn't work anymore. So... I don't think they ever intended that. Both Taunt and Killjoy are getting major reworks in this update, so Yeah, duh, of course the matchup's gonna be different. Back to the video. Also, going back to the slipping thing I mentioned earlier, while yeah, it could be taunt's rework and it's just a downside for hitting a successful taunt, it could also, maybe, theoretically, be, maps have little hazard areas now. I mean, hey, it did happen right over ice. Like, you guys all saw that. So, like, what if other maps have, like, little slip areas? Or, like I mean, Glass Houses had that. This video seems to start out with evil scaring all over the place. Evil scary is now more evil and scary than ever before. As the player is cornered between a Harkin and evil scary, they choose the Harkin. Jumping down, the player considers their choices as Harkin tries to cut them off. They ultimately decide to go the path that Harkin is not on. Evil Scary follows in pursuit, and Harkin uses agitation. When it hits, the player is cursed. Evil Scary takes chase, and then jumps into the sky, gliding at the player, jumping again, and again! Alright, analysis time. Okay, so Evil Scary is now more evil and scary. I don't like that. From this milestone alone, we can see that Evil Scary obviously has received a large rework. At the time of me recording this, a teaser has come out showing Evil Scary apparently has an idle animation now. Which brings up the question, why would Evil Scary need an idle animation? Yeah, no, real quick note, that's not an idle animation. It's just kind of what he looks like whenever he's not charging you. Which also brings us to this. I think Evil Scary's charge got a dramatic rework, and that is shown in this trailer, or milestone. Same thing. Looking at this, I tried to rack my brain about this. I really don't know how this is going to function as a game mode. I think their goal is they want the rounds to be much more quick with Evil Scary. It's not meant to be like, oh, I can distract Evil Scary in the corner. It's meant to be, hey, it's Evil Scary, we're gonna die. The charge itself seems quicker with much more frequent jumps, though they do seem to be smaller from the beginning. Maybe, and just maybe, he can't chain kills into LMS. Another thing I want to comment on. 1, Harkin got new animations, and she looks cool now. She like, look at that model. It looks different, and I like that. She looks like mac and cheese whenever you put in the cheese powder. Kraft mac and cheese. And also, whenever she uses agitation and it hits the survivor gets hit with a status effect that says curse. Now, this is either an agitation rework, or it's something specific to Evil Scary's mode. I think it's the latter. I mean, this is evidenced by Evil Scary changing his face to a face we haven't seen in the video before, which also, he changes his face based on proximity. That's scary. His eyes get really big and evil, and then he jumps into the air with realistic eyes, and then glides down, and then does it again, and then you die. Yeah. I think it functions like tag. That's what I think it is. I think Evil Scary's mode functions like tag now. Now, something I don't get is how that would work in a match. Would the killer just hit you and then you get cursed? Or what would happen? Maybe it's something specific to LMS, maybe it's not. Who knows? I don't, I'm just guessing. That's enough about Evil Scary. Let's look at Grandma's backyard for a moment. Yep, just taking in the view. I really like this map redesign. And also there are missing posters, which might mean that there is some environmental storytelling in all the maps. Or maybe just Grandma's backyard, who knows? But that's just a theory. Okay! With that being said, what do you guys think about this? Let me know. Now. Do it. Drop a comment. Let me know. Come on. Tell me. Milestone 4 is a Q&A with 15 hand-picked questions by Sophie himself. I'll be getting me and some friends to narrate the questions, and then I will provide my own analysis on them. Also, the announcement for this one. It had a small gif of Taunt dancing on HQ with Meatwad yelling in the background. Hi, Meatwad. Alright, let's get into the questions. Question 1.
Does the Taunt rework have any extra effects that we haven't seen? AKA, other than the killer KV plus speed boost, ragdoll, and extra damage on hitting Taunt? A lot of people are worried it will end up as a side grade of block with no support power, possibly harming your team due to the speed boost.
Yes, the taunt rework aims to be a lot less of a selfish ability. For taunt's duration, every other civilian takes halved damage from the killer. being a reliable tool to switch focus away from a teammate, while taunt takes 1.5 times more damage and is ragdolled upon being hit by the killer, the effect ending prematurely.
Okay, so I was partially right back in Milestone 2. Taunt's rework makes it so after landing the taunt, if taunt gets hit, he gets ragdolled, and the effect ends prematurely. Landing this ability puts a massive target on your back, so this would also require you to actually, rely on team play, which is what the update's going for, so I like it. Also, I think we can confidently say my theory of map hazards is debunked. Somewhat. Yeah, we'll get back to that later. This makes me wonder about Killdroid's matchup with taunt. How does it work with the deploy drones? If one detonates right in front of me, do I take no damage and the killer's now taunted? Or do I just take no damage? What happens there? Overall, good change. I think it really does make taunt more of a team player, because right now, all taunt really serves to do is basic area denial. And it's not even that good at that, because the killer can still just, run right through. So, yeah, I like this.
Question 2, asked by Light Switch. What happened to the rare NPCs that spawned in around? Why were they removed in the quality of life update?
The rare NPCs were removed in the quality of death update due to an unfortunate bug. They will be coming back on the next update with a handful of new friends and new functionalities.
I really had a nothing burger written in the script here. Genuinely, Editor me, please put this up on screen. Of course, Saucify meant the bigger update. The one this video is about. I don't know why I wrote that.
Question 3, asked by Light Switch. Are there going to be any objectives added to the rounds, or map events that can be activated by the players that benefit them?
Next update will include objectives, although not the usual way seen in most ASIMs. Civilians will have objectives to complete, and below are a few examples of tasks.
Heal 5 teammates, punch the killer 3 times, speed up 5 people with a bonus pad.
Completing a task will grant a handful amounts of points and evilness. That way, civilians have a set goal in the round to complete, while still being able to help their teammates. Survivalist abilities such as adrenaline, hot dog, cloak, etc. will be getting a few changes in the next update, so don't worry about them being included in tasks. I really like that Die of Death is not going the way of most ASIMs with survivor tasks to decrease time or to open a gate. Stuff like this is one of the things that make Die of Death unique to me. The game's not a joke game anymore, it's genuinely trying to be something unique while also just being a bit silly. And I think that's pretty cool. I like that you can't get gen rushed in Die of Death. You can just be, violently assaulted through the collaborative effort of the people. I should also add, I like the fact that you can kill killers in Die of Death. I think it makes the game more fun, and I think it's central to Harkin's balancing. Fight me. Don't actually. I'm scared.
Question 4, asked by Dr. G. How much will the lore change or expand in the update? We already know you've been wanting to change the lore as well as changing it slightly with the killers. So how much more lore will we be seeing? Will killer lore be completely different? Will we see more survivor lore? Will lore be more or less relevant in the game? And how big do you think the story to get?
The lore will be expanded in the update by a long mile, both because of the new maps having secrets and environmental storytelling in them, and because of a new feature with the sole intent of explaining and adding to the lore. I just want to get deep into the lore, have fun finding all the secrets. I believe in the end, DoD's lore will turn out fairly big and complex. But that's solely because we want to make every character feel connected to the universe and have some sort of importance to the events happening in the game.
This gets me really excited. I love the lore of Die of Death, despite how little I know of it. I think this is a really nice way of having people be able to learn about the lore of the game without having to leave the game. I think that's cool. You don't have to wait for Dialogue Man anymore. That's awesome sauce. If I were to make a speculation about this, I would say, maybe, just maybe, this has something to do with tasks. Maybe it has something to do with achievements. We'll get into that later. But, take it with a grain of salt. Only one, no more.
Question 5. For how long do you plan to keep updating the game? Questioned by a lot of people.
I plan to keep consistently updating Die of Death for the next 35 years if everything goes well. It seems like every one of my older games were practice for me making this singular game, and I'm glad and surprised it got to where it is now. I expect the game to expand into territories no other ASIMs have explored before in the upcoming months and years. I am just as excited as you are for the future of this game.
In my script, I wrote, man, I love Die of Death. I love it so much. And I do love Die of Death. I love the gameplay. To me, it's fun. Anywho, that's enough of my thoughts about that. Analysis! There's not much to analyze here. I think the next updates would be pretty cool. And I think they might introduce more maps. And I think that's pretty cool. I think this one will have more maps. And I think that's pretty cool. And the next update after this one we'll have 2 killers, and I think that's pretty cool. Unless they change that. And if they change that, then that's less pretty cool, but it's still pretty cool. Question 6.
Where do you plan to go with Diet Death after this update? This is one of the biggest updates in the game, and this is a huge milestone. With your plushies, your collabs, your reputation as an ASIM game, and also your fanbase. I would just like to know how far you plan to take Diet Death in the future. Things like what would you like to change about it moving forward, any collabs you'd want to make, plans on merch, and overall, how far do you believe you'd want to go with Diet Death?
This update focuses on improving a lot of issues the game has had, while also adding highly requested features to it, with new killers supposed to be released fairly shortly after. With DoD, I want it to be a game I can finally call complete. There's a ton of merch planned for the future, new collabs with new killers and abilities, and new game modes. It's a lot. And I'm glad that there are people that are excited to see what we have to offer in the future.
I don't exactly have much to say for this part, but I do have a question. At what point do you think that they're going to run out of ideas for this game? I'm happy that it's only going to be updated for the next 2 to 3 years. I feel if you keep adding stuff, then feature creep starts to like gumming, and then the new killer gets way more strong, and then the killer after that way more strong, and the next ability way too strong, and then blah, 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 blah. I think this sucks, and I really hope this game doesn't do that. I also hope it doesn't go the way Bear Star did. I'm a Bear fan, by the way, if you couldn't tell. Where the project gets too ambitious, and then too much is added, and then everyone just gets tired of it, and then they feel like, oh, what can we add? I really hope Die of Death doesn't turn into that. Also, Saucefy, please add an anti-cheat, please.
Question 7 asked by a hack lord. Will there be anything to help support the developers of this game, like Robux game passes? Maybe like a VIP game pass? Because I'm sure me and lots of others would love to support the game.
In the next update, there will be a VIP game pass, although it's not affecting gameplay in any way, and its sole purpose is being cosmetic. You'll be able to buy it with Robux or a handful of in-game points.
Artistry, artistry, artistry.
Artistry! 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 Artistry!
Question 8. When are skins like Doomware or Corrosive or MS Paint Artful, Necromancer, Morph, and other accepted skins like those coming to the game? Question by @thebiologist.
A good amount of older accepted skins are coming to the game this update. Some of them have unfortunately been scrapped due to not meeting the game's current quality standard. Expect to see some of the highly waited for faces in the update soon.
I'm really excited to see the skins coming next update. For no reason in particular, I look at Artful's wiki fandom page a lot. Don't ask why. And now I am going to read off all the skins that I can find that are upcoming the next update, according to the wiki. For Sewer, we have Morph, Primal, Nobody, Corrosive, Meatwad, Batter, Pestilence, and Doctor. For Badware, we got Doomware, my GOAT! Thinkware, Ransomware, Misinput, and Muffinbot. For Artful, we got Necromancer, Bob, Actful, Peel, Directorful, and what people think is Artless. Also, maybe Artistry, I don't know that. Harkin, we got Corlin, Frostbitten, Crescente, I don't know how to pronounce that, and Narlathep. Yep, that's his name. For Killdroid, we got Brewhead, Gutter Droid, Mecha Droid, Asteroid, Disaster Droid, Collab Droid, Tank Droid. Yeah! Also, not all the skins mentioned are coming this update, but they will be added to the game to my knowledge. There's a list of the ones that aren't being added to this update, apparently. Question 9.
How is progress on the next major update? Not to sound like I'm rushing you guys, I understand these things take time. I'd just like to know how things are coming along so far, how much of it is done versus how much is still in the works. On a related note, is there an estimated release date for the next major update yet? Doesn't have to be an exact date, it can be arranged like late December, early January, etc. Just when you guys expecting to get it out. Or are you just going to release it when you feel ready, no date in mind?
The update is going smoothly, and we're really excited to show everyone what we've been brewing all this time. We are currently almost at the final stage of the update, where only the more time-consuming and small and annoying things are left to be done. I would say about 70% of the update is completed with only a few things left to be done. There is no exact release date planned, but expect one to be announced around a week before the update is out.
I'm thinking June or July for the release. I think a summer update would be super awesome sauce, and it would mean a lot more people are playing the game at once. And this is more so based on what was said in December of 2025, and also the progress report of like 85% or something. I don't know. Image on screen!
Question 10.
Question by Need Giver.
Is it confirmed that the next big update will include 2 new killers?
the next update will not include the next killers. The next killers will be coming in the update right after it. It is also confirmed that there will be 2 killers releasing instead of the usual 1.
Pretense revamp when?
Question 11. How many maps are getting changed? Asked by @Haruka.
Every single map currently in-game has gotten a complete remake, with heavy visual changes and layout changes to make them a lot more interactable for civilians and killers, and overall more balanced. Destroyables will also somewhat be playing a bigger part in the new maps, instead of just being a visual thing, as you can tell from the Tundra teaser. A few maps got completely new layouts as well.
Okay, reading this, what I'm assuming the maps that are going to be completely overhauled are Temple and Teapot Paradise. At the time of writing this, I had no idea. I'm pretty confident in that now. The 2 maps are pretty much the same thing, except one's just a bit more deadly, and then the other one has a killer door in the middle. I am excited to see how Destroyables will play a part in this new update. Judging based on what we've seen from the temporary overhaul of HQ before the big update,
I'm pretty excited for this one, Chief.
Question 12!
Will killers receive balance changes, such as maybe changing Harkin's kit to negate looping her for forever, etc., etc.?
To some extent, yes. All of the killers have gotten some sort of changes to them. Killjoy got the most changes, I'd say, with 2 of his abilities being completely reworked.
Yet again, another script rewrite. The original version of me in the script, I was theorizing that deploy and detonate got a rework. Can you just put the teaser on the screen? Yeah, they did. Also, the things on the bridge aren't destroyable. So that's something. I don't know why I sound so upset. I'm actually really happy I got that right. Only thing I'm getting right all video, yo. But hey, nothing's final. Who knows what else might change.
Question 13. Are there going to be any badges or achievements in the future? Stuff like the collab badges we have right now. Asked by @LightSwitch.
This update has a ton of badges and achievements to grind for. Talking like 50 plus. There's more to come in the future. Some of these achievements will also have special rewards tied to them, whether it be points, skins, or, something else.
Okay, so I'm a Bear fan. I'm happy about this. But this is what I was talking about earlier, achievements. Some of these will be stuff you grind for. I feel like you're going to have achievements for mastery skins, and I think that's going to be pretty cool. As we can see, we're going to have to grind for some skins.
Pestilence doesn't look like a shop skin if you're asking me.
Also, there's something else spoken about here. That means a few things to me. Either there's some secrets that can be unlocked by getting certain badges in certain maps, like, I don't know. In Bear Alpha, if you have a badge, you can go down to the bottom of the pit, get a key, and then fight Vector. It's pretty interesting. Maybe it's something like that. Or it could be a reward in another game, or it could be the lore stuff, that could be the something else. Or it could be something that I can't predict. I have no idea what it might be.
Question 14, asked by Chomp. Can we expect to see an admin panel of some sorts being added to private servers? It'd be nice to have that as an option, not only to mess around with certain killers and civilians outside of public matches, but to also set up specialized matches with friends.
Yeah, the admin panel is getting completely reworked next update. And it'll be added to private servers, with new additions like prop/object spawning, exclusive admin panel maps, status effect enforcing, game mode forcing, and all that other cool stuff.
Okay, originally in the script, I didn't have much thoughts on this. I was just going to say this is cool, moving on. However, man, looking back at my experience trying to get footage for the change logs for the last QOD update, this is going to be such a relief. Genuinely, I'm really excited for this. Content creators get to rejoice. And also people with socially anxious friends.
You can rejoice as well. Question 15.
How much will the game change from this update? From what we have seen so far, the game is getting a complete overhaul with new features like game mode revamps, new map features, survivability reworks, and possibly much more. So how different would you say the game would be from the pre-update to the upcoming update, just to give us an idea on what to expect?
Nearly everything currently in-game has gotten some sort of touch-up to it. Maps, civilians, killers, skins, game modes, abilities, and 2 major things have been changed. 1, there's a ton of new stuff to grind for. Your points won't be reaching absurdly high numbers anymore, with nothing to spend it on except for skins anymore. Who knows? Teaser soon, maybe. And 2, the game has a lot more emphasis on teamwork for the civilian side now. A ton of civilian abilities, which were once just basic survivalist abilities, now have a touch of teamwork. Thank you all for being so patient with this update. We'll be posting the next milestone teasers soon.
I suck at balancing games. So I can't really say what I think they might have changed from a balance perspective, but based on a poll they did a while back, I think one of the things they may have changed are the game modes. Specifically how game modes are chosen. Instead of it being completely random to where you could possibly get double trouble 3 times in a row, it'll go on a cycle, like how the maps go on a cycle. I also think the other major thing that is getting changed are synergies being reworked. We'll talk about that more in Milestone 6, which I am recording right after this. Because I decided to record 5 before I record 4, because I'm so smart. Anyhow, that was the Q&A. It's out of the way. That rhymed, and it's not a crime. I'm Carlos Zeus, and we're moving on to the next. Alright, that was a lot. Anywho, let's take a little break from the milestones and look at some mini teasers. Here we have 3. These are teasers that either occurred between milestones 4 and 5 or 5 and 6 that I just didn't really want to implement at the end of the video, so I'm putting them here. Anyhow, let's get into them. In this first teaser, we can see a sun, and below is something reading soda, with a body swap potion in the bottom right. At this point in the video, I have no clue what this could be, but maybe it relates to a teaser for a new map, or a game mode. The sign reminds me of Painful Sign, so maybe he's getting a redesign. Who knows? And on to the next teaser. Here we see a menu with 3 buttons: stats, skins, and favorites. What I'm thinking is that this is just a more condensed way of seeing everything that you have, and honestly, it seems like a pretty nice UI rework. That's what I'm hoping it is. Here we can also see Loveware got a redesign, a rework settings menu, along with little lore cards for the killers. I think that'll play in with the achievements or lore, whatever agenda I have going on right now. I also see something for civilian customization right here. I'm recording this live, by the way. It appears we will be able to customize skin color, waist accessories, and t-shirts. And also, here is a hot dog punch dancing alongside a new pursuer skin that we already covered in the video. He got redesigned in a later teaser. Here is that teaser on screen right now. I like started watching Half-Life ASMR 1998 edition in the middle of me recording this. I got a bit sidetracked. This video starts off with a pizza tower type loading screen, introducing us to the new golf game mode. As they load into the map, we can see a player with a big bluish head and a statue of John Golf. I love John Golf. Soon after this, 3 cards pop up, and off to golfing we're going. Yeah, that's how you say that. Players summon their ball, and as we summon our ball, we can hit it with a gentle tap or a forceful strike! Also, the balls when hit make a wonderful little noise. Oh, those poor little guys. As the players get to hold a room 5, they're faced with a wall they have to destroy. After destroying it, we see that golf time has been activated. And also, we are treated to a new UI on the right. This UI showcases what hole you are currently on. It appears you also earn 20 points for activating golf time. Soon after the course is finished, the text on the side reads that collapse will be faster. Recap over, let's analyze. This is, well, golf. I'm really excited for golf to be added to Dive Death. The Dive Death devs adding golf has gotta be one of my favorite things in this coming update. I think it really does set Dive Death very far apart from other Roblox A-Sims.
Kinda shows you, hey, this game ain't, it ain't that serious, son. You don't need to be worrying about that. Hey, it's me, Saucy.
Also, throughout the video, we can see a guy with a square head and a guy with a blue head. Yeah, this is civilian customization. I'm gonna be honest. I don't see what else this could be. Now, midway through me recording audio for this video, I did end up looking at some other people's videos of what they thought this stuff would be. And yeah, that seems to be the common consensus. However, what I think that this will be is I think this will be me cutting in from the editing part. Basically, I was originally going to say, hey, I think the big blue periwinkle purple head is going to be really expensive civilian customization. Then I thought about it for a second, and you know, the thought of this actually being on sale doesn't seem fair. Entirely because the way you tell what someone's ability is a lot of the time is through their hat. So if they have a changed hat like that, how are you going to tell what their ability is? Man, I am getting destroyed in this LMS. What is happening? Look at that! Man, that's embarrassing.
Nerf showtime!
So here's how I think golf time's gonna work. We can see some green text along the side of the screen at the end of the video. What I think this means is that when golf is finished by one person, a collapse will start. Most likely destroying the earlier rooms so people can't just delay the match at the start. If only we have something like that in Dination. As for golf time itself, I don't really know what it could do. Maybe it starts to collapse. Maybe that started by people finishing. Also, the intro cards. I love that art. And also, maybe, just maybe the game modes will have little intro cards. Maybe that's a thing that'll happen. Maybe. If this is the case, that title cards will now be present for every game mode, I welcome this. I'm actually pretty excited for that. However, if it's not that, the current system, just fine. You know, I like how it is. But you know, just in case it does happen, here's some concept art. What do you, the viewers, think it is?
Will you stop doing that?
Oh, yeah, shortly after this, mini teaser was posted, and it's just a civilian doing a new dance on the remade baseplate while being hit by Thinkware, an upcoming Balti SpaceX-inspired badware skin. I am very excited for this to come to the game. That's genuine, by the way. All right, we're almost done with the milestones. We got milestone 6, baby. This milestone, despite being 2 minutes long, has a lot packed into it. So I'm going to break it into 3 parts, and hopefully it's good. Alright, this video starts off with one of our new abilities on a previously unseen map. We learned this ability is called Pi, and its purpose is to provide buffs and debuffs to survivors and killers, respectively. This is then shown on a new Pursuer skin, with a banger of a theme. When Pi is wound up and thrown at the Pursuer, we can see that the debuff slows the killer dramatically when used. Alongside this, it also covers the UI for their abilities, possibly making it slightly harder to tell whenever your ability is off cooldown. After Pursuer howls and we're treated to a wonderful new animation for his howl, we're shown the buff that Pi is able to provide his teammates. That civilians buffed by Pi take only 15 damage from killer swings. After that's shown, Pursuer is Pi'd one more time, and then Pi runs right out of it. Alright, let's analyze this a little bit. Let's start with the map. I have pretty much absolute certainty that this is a new map. This does not look to be Teapot Paradise. In the background, we can also see whatever that sun teaser was. So yeah, it does appear to be a new map. That's what I'm going with. This is a new map. You guys remember the sun, right? From like Milestone 4 and 5, between them, you know? You remember that? Anywho, ignoring a chunk of my script because I already covered that. The ability of Pi. Ooh, interesting. This is undoubtedly not the final form of Pi. In this teaser, clearly, the cooldown has not been implemented. So hopefully you can't rapid fire this thing. Because that would... Ooh, 2 of those would be terrifying. I think it's safe to say this is just for demonstration purposes only. Which is important to keep in mind because nothing shown in these milestones or teasers are final. Everything's subject to change. Yo. And I'm not an insider. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. You might be able to infer that with the video that I've made so far, but... Yeah, but still. Also, let's address the elephant in the room. This ability has a minigame tied to it, which if you have been living under a rock and have not played Die of Death, we don't have abilities like that in the game right now. And I think that's really interesting, and I think it makes it a lot more dynamic. I wonder, will there be more abilities getting a rework that have a minigame attached to them? I don't see how that could really work, but who knows, maybe you charge up a punt. That being said, it appears looking at tasks, Dash is getting a rework. While DZ says to ignore the tasks, I think that's referring to the misplaced block. You don't have any block, you cheeky little pie dash. And DZ also said a little something extra that we'll be getting to later. Also, new screaming animation for Pursuer. Looks a bit annoying. I hope there's something to go back to the old one, but I like it. I think it's pretty cool. Maybe Pursuer's howl got reworked to where you can't move during it because the pie doesn't move, but then again, you know. Who knows? Maybe the slowing's just stronger now. Also, yeah, the sun's here from that teaser in between milestones 4 and 5. I don't know what that means. What do you? Sorry. as we fade in, we see yet another new ability and a new map. Seemingly the base plate rework from previous teasers. We learn this ability is called Bugle, and as Bugle walks towards the killer, we can see a new artful skin which is pretty cool, which Bugle immediately hits in the face, before demonstrating how the ability is used. When Bugle is used, a minigame starts where you need to press the proper keys at the proper time. Completing this minigame decreases cooldowns. Failing it, doesn't do that. Boo! Boo! I'm kidding, it just provides a weaker buff. Bugle then gets whacked by Let's start the analysis with, again, the map. The map! I had to come around to how this new base plate looks. At first, I'm going to be honest, I didn't like it one bit. That's because the one we currently have in the game, at least at the point of uploading this video, looks more like a normal base plate. This looks like a construction site.
And I'm gonna be honest, I like this a lot more.
By the way, if you didn't know, Die of Death is getting a new visual identity with this update. I haven't mentioned it before, but even the hitboxes are changed, so yeah, it took me a little while to get used to. Moving back to the actual map analysis, a script at the start of the video reads Concrete Parasite Extermination. We can also see that an error occurred whenever trying to run this script. So, who knows? Maybe this could tie into a new map event or something. Maybe instead of the bridge rising up like it does in our current version of base plate, the bridge gets eaten by a concrete parasite. In all honesty though, given that there's stairs shown at the beginning of the video that lead into the canal, I don't think that this is an actual map event that's going to happen where there's some big concrete worm that eats a bridge. I think that'd be pretty cool though. Also, the Bugle ability seems to come with the downside of a much lower health pool. Now, I'm gonna spoil something about the little message posted alongside this milestone. Synergies are being changed to side grade. So basically, they'll no longer be band-aid fixes, where like Love Shot, for example, is just in the game because Revolver and Caretaker leaves you with substantially less health and substantially less stamina. Band-aid fix because landing a shot with your Revolver gives you 15 health back, which I did not know. Who knows what wonderful side grades we're gonna get with Bugle. Bugle pad. I think having the abilities be tied to having minigames is really cool, and also allows for abilities that are very support-based, to require a bit more skill to use other than just good positioning. Like if you were to slap this guy into the game right now, he would be diabolical on Temple in that little elevated area towards Survivor Spawn. I think it's a wonderful new direction, and I think they should keep pursuing that. Also, Artful is an inverted variant now. Let's go. He is an evil version. I've been calling this guy Lufdra, but earlier in the video, I just said Artful and inverted it. Editor me, do that now. Okay, bro. Hey, editor's note here. I edit on CapCut, and this video started to really crap itself around Milestone 4 because that part was really bloated. Expect editing to be really light from here on out. If you want to imagine it, just imagine the video got burned out from my high energy. I don't know, bro. Oh, also, chapter 3, gluttony for me. Woohoo. This clip starts off with a new synergy / side grade doing the squiggle emote being hit by Swapful. The new synergy, which is called Sweet Tooth, when using their primary ability, eats several cakes in quick succession, causing rapid healing and a max HP decline. We can also see that synergies have been replaced with the term side grades, which I believe I covered in the previous segment, and that pi remains unchanged in the side grade. I don't think there's much to analyze here, however, I do like how Temple looks. Temple and also Teapot Paradise, as we can see a bit later, they feel like they're going to be more compact, and I like that. I would argue the current design of Teapot Paradise and Temple leaves you with a lot to be desired if you play Harken or Artful, mostly because you normally don't have a way to really speed yourself up without drastic costs to yourself. So the idea of the maps being just more small and compact feels a bit more claustrophobic, sure, but I like how it's not just running back and forth for 6 minutes, and it's also kind of better if you play Harken. Harken is also getting changed this update, so who knows how that's going to change. So anyhow, I tried to time Sweet Tooth eating, and I probably did this wrong, but in 5 seconds, Sweet Tooth is able to gain 30 HP and only loses 8 max HP. Sure, you have Hot Dog and Love Shot, but admittedly, they don't really compare to Caretaker at all. It's good to see an ability that can actually, help you to live if your Caretaker dies within the first 5 seconds. I think that's pretty cool. Also, something else I should note, in between the teaser for Bugle and Sweet Tooth, it says that not all abilities are present in this showcase, so who knows what other abilities will be added to the game. With that being said, Swapful got a redesign, there's a new ball in Temple, and I think the video is done. With that being said, I wish you all new ball in Temple, and I think the video is done. MINITEASERS lightning-round! Artful's getting a stat boost. 100 stamina, baby, yeah! This doesn't make him a rushdown killer, trust me. It genuinely doesn't. Sometimes, no matter how good you are, as Artful, 90 stamina will crush you. This is a good change, I swear. Sudden editor's no update. That was implemented in the game. They broke his knees. They broke his knees. We have a teaser for the status effects in the admin panel. We have a teaser for the achievements. One being Survivor's Guild with Careless LMS, yeah. We have a teaser for that new map and that thing in the middle. I don't know what those stats mean. I don't know at all. Also, that's a new type of dash looking thing and maybe a new synergy. Also, there's a new ghost you can jump scare. Oh no. Hey! An animatronic is dead in the basement of Spawn! Also, he has the oozing Oscar face, alongside a skull, and another head in his face. A mini teaser actually shows us new avatar customization. We get a sneak peek at some of the t-shirt graphics. Yeah, I'll probably be rocking the... never mind. You don't need to know what I'll be rocking. It'll probably... this will probably take place in the left side of Spawn. The opposite side of the killer area. In the shop! There's a new area in the shop, probably. We got a tease of the new map alongside Artful's new skin peeled. We also see that a part of customization is waist accessories, which is actually present in all the videos, and I forgot to mention that when I was writing the script. As I wrote that part of the script, the April Fool's event was coming to a close, so maybe that badge will give you something for civilian customization. I think maybe a waist accessory or a head. We got a very short snippet of a song. Play 3 seconds of it, editor me. Cool sounding, no clue what it's for. Also, we learned that every skin in the game is given their own theme, which is cool. The April Fool's event featured a boss. A message in Caesar said there was the strongest of 4 horsemen. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a boss fight game one. The big update. Maybe it's this thing. We're getting lore, baby! It'll look like this. We already covered this in the Q&A segment. I actually had to make a sub-recording for the Q&A segment, but enough breaking the fourth wall. I think we'll have to grind some of this information, or we'll get it through achievement. We have a rework settings menu. Maybe there will be different killer icons for different settings menus. Who knows? I'm happy we can mute emotes now, because that's nice. Okay, I think we're pretty far ahead. So we can take these next two a bit slower. Alright, Dive Death participated in a charity event livestream, raising funds for epilepsy treatment. If Future Me remembers, I'll link it in the description. In this teaser, we can see the new and improved Painter and Kind Gal models. Also, I'm lumping this in here, though it's later in the script. Artistry is getting a remodel and is presumably coming back in the update, which I'm so excited for. Let's go, baby! But yeah, here are all the remodels on screen. I think they look amazing. Whew. I think that's all. There's more! We can abuse the Dive Death logo now. Cool. Swag. Second thing, I had no clue what this is. Maybe it's a waist accessory. Maybe it's a joke. Who knows? NPC redesigns. Nice. I like the I like the flower girl. It looks cool or something. I like the NPC smells where it looks like a computer or something. Maybe related to the new area in the lobby, or the update is 85% done. Oh gosh, I gotta upload this video. They're re-adding NPCs. We already covered that in section 4. Why am I covering this again? Slate ban and dialogue ban on the temple rework. Woohoo! We got a badware teaser. This person covered it really well. Hi. You give me permission to include you in the video. You're pretty cool. Hi. At ms.game on Discord, yo. Also, after I wrote the entire script for this, Dive Death got an update that makes things less miserable. Admin panel was added. Bunch of cool stuff. Boost pad was nerfed a little bit. Let's go. Okay, wait. Let's stop the music. Let's revisit that badware one. I think there's actually some more stuff to talk about there. When that teaser was revealed in the Discord server, pretty much everyone thought it was a nerf, but it's actually not. Even, like, a team member had to come out and say, like, yeah, no, that would be really stupid if badware increased the percentage on his computers by hitting people near them. It kind of ruins his snowballer playstyle. So, yeah, I think that's actually pretty cool. Yeah.
Stole.
Oh, no. All right. This part of the video is pretty much unscripted. I'm going to read off the last bit of the script here, but I think that's everything. If I missed something, please let me know down below. I'll make sure to heart your comment. I also might heart other random comments too, but still. For those of you who came for the theorization, that's perfectly fine. That part of the video is over. Speculation's done. Now it's just me addressing the mistakes I made in my last video. So if you want to click off, perfectly fine. But, yeah. I recorded my portion for this video.
Go.
And my audio stopped. So we're redoing that. Here's Fido. I'm gonna prompt my microphone on him. Why did I not use that before? When I was recording this, I had like 2 toilet paper rolls out here to blow my nose using this stuff. I had one like there, and then like one right there, and then I would put this on it, and I would be like scared it was gonna fall. So, whatever. All right. Time to look at what I got wrong. I already looked at this one still. All right. I guess we're starting it. Alright, this is my friend that drew the thumbnail. Super awesome. This is my favorite comment. Thank you. I also like this one. Yeah, this right here. I thought this update was out. People thought the big update was out because of my video. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I accidentally clickbaited a bunch of people with this. All 3.5 thousand of these people got clickbaited by me. And I didn't mean to. I should have added, so Dive got a QOL update. I should have like put that right there. I should have gone like, no, not a QOL, QOD, because it's quality of death update. See, I just fixed it, guys. I fixed it. And everything's good now.
Guys, like this video. No, wait, wrong button. You should leave a like.
2 things. Okay, so yes, there are changes on the outside of HQ's building. Let's see, HQ right here. I believe it's right around here. All right, let me use. Oh no, that's Outlook. No. Oh, Outlook. No. Boo. Boo. Or type boo Outlook or something. Anyway, so right out here, there used to be, I think, I don't know if it was this way and this way, or this way and this way, but there was something, there were like stairs that went out this way, which is the current case, and out this way. I know there were 2 staircases that led up to this little planter box. But now it's just the one that goes out this way, making it less of an effective like run-around loop where you can go either way. But it's more akin to what baseplate has, with just the, it's basically just this, except slightly different. By the way, I love this loop. Favorite spot on baseplate, especially whenever the killer doesn't want to go up there. It's amazing. But yeah, there were quite a few changes on. Wait. Okay, yeah, no, I got that right. I think what this person was trying to say was that, like, yeah, I do kind of agree with this. I feel that my view on Pursuer was like kind of, he's strong, and he was kind of the best character in the game before the small QOD updates. But now the amount of loops and other such things, he's not as good as he used to be. My goat is washed, bro. They washed my goat. Oh, whoops. Why am I shirtless? That's not me. That's Jeremiah Willikers. Anyway.
You think so?
Discord. Okay, this. I said this, and I comment down here. I was aware of the response the people, over at Running with Scissors had, and absolutely no idea how to include it. I did not know how to include their rage into that, so I kind of just decided to go with how DoD portrayed it, which is, hey, we're on good terms. It was just a misunderstanding. I feel like they said that just so that we don't, harass Running with Scissors. Good choice, by the way. That's smart. Smart PR. Let's give it a wonderful listen. They're gonna hate this video. Okay. Ooh. Just got an update. Okay, look. Something I gotta go over. Something I gotta talk about now. 10 days ago isn't that long ago. Please. I'm not gonna have a video out like... I had this video idea like a day after it came out, and then I had to get the background footage, and I had to write the script for it in this. So I made a video like... In YouTube terms, I am very late to this sort of stuff. especially this, Milestone 6. I started writing my script for that video, this video, whenever Milestone 6. Started writing the script for this video whenever Milestone 6 came out, like maybe a week after. This doesn't even have all the teasers on it. It's 14 pages? I felt like this was really funny to include. This screenshot is really useful. Bad words, best. Let's see what else I got wrong. Oh, no, I'm just not even gonna find the... No, I'm gonna find the comment. Where does it say it? Oh, it's right here. That's wonderful. Those trees in Tundra Trench are actually the pillar for the bridge above the map. Okay. There are new trees on Tundra. Okay? But these ones right here, they have connected trees. Or moving up to the elevator. Yeah, the connected trees, I said? No. What the? We can also see another fall. This. These aren't trees. And this right here, I called that trees. And I'm mostly saying that because this is a log and I remember it kind of looking like trees. But no. Those were not trees. Those were actually these little pillars to the bridge. However, there are new trees on Tundra Trench. These guys. These guys right here, I think. Right? I don't know where the comment is, but also... God bless. This guy with the chips face. That feller right there, that little purple ball, snowball. However, now it has a loop in it. Over to the right of the screen, this guy right here. And that's from one of Saucy's other games. I think it's called Outlaws of Robloxia. Continue, Diapthethians, Saucy. But yeah, Outlaws of Robloxia. I think it's from Outlaws of Robloxia. I had someone say, I had someone saying that on one of the videos. Yeah. This is 12 minutes long. I've added quite a bit onto this. Hopefully this recording isn't actually 12 minutes in the end. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay that I am recording in post below. And yeah, may God bless you. Thank you all for the views on this video. Oh my golly. My only videos that even get close to this before were crap posts. So, I appreciate it. But yeah, hope you have a great day. And so, you all messed up. Made some stupid actions. You pushed everyone away. No, it didn't.